Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, gratefully recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share with anybody you think might get something out of it. Other than that, happy Friday, everybody. I can't believe it's Friday again. It seems like these weeks are just flying by. The older we get, faster they go, right? Anyways, you guys know Friday's my home group. I get to share the my home group gratitude AA group on Friday afternoons. Another fantastic meeting today, guys. And sometimes it was a smaller crowd today, and it was great. The reading, both readings actually. We do a reading from Living Sober book, and then we also read the Daily Reflection, which is a reading I'm going to go with today because it was a really, really good one. I go back and forth between the Just for Today and a meditation in this one, but I love Fridays just to be energized with my group again. Another round of younger people, newcomers, I should say, not necessarily, they're all younger as well, I'm getting old, but catching the spark. And when you see somebody that come in early, a month or two ago, and then to hear them really start to feel comfortable and opening up, and it's great because you never really see, but it's getting to the point where I can start to see the people that have the spark that I have that are really getting it. And when you hear somebody open up and speak, and you can identify so much with what they're saying, it's absolutely beautiful, guys. It's very inspiring. It shows me that the work I'm doing is valuable. I feel like I'm a part of a group, like just getting away from the loneliness and isolation of addiction is a beautiful thing, guys. And then never mind the never-ending gifts, my family back, my strength back, my financial opportunities, learning to run a business properly, learning to do the right thing just because it's the right thing to do. I thought that was something that if I could learn to do that would keep me out of trouble. I didn't know that was the key to the breakthrough to living a life that actually I want to be a part of. It's absolutely beautiful, guys. Like, I'm no longer just, and it's funny because one of the reasons I'm able to save as much money as I am is because my focus is no longer on things of this world. Like, yeah, I want to prolong goals, and I want to own property, and I want to, build something that I can eventually start, have a family or leave a legacy or have a retirement for myself if I end up staying single, like whatever. But just having something to look forward to for long term, and that's something I'd lost. And you don't realize how important it is till you realize you've lost it. But in order to do so, I've taken my focus off worldly things. That's allowed me to save money because I don't pay attention to the newest fad or the newest gadget. I don't feel like I have to buy every tool out there because it's there. I buy what I need when I need it for work, and that's it. But my mind is more concerned with just being the best version, like entering the world of spirit, letting go of and don't get me wrong, it's not 100% because I love the world and I want to look good and I want to enjoy and have some creature comforts. But my focus is on doing the right thing because it increases my relationship with God. It makes me feel like I'm a better person. So I feel like for that, I'm entering the world of the spirit. And that's what the title of the reading. Went a long way for that segue, didn't I, guys? Forgive me, it's progress, right? I do my best, guys. That's all I can do. A world of the spirit. We have entered the world of the spirit. Our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. Now, this is not an overnight matter. It should continue over a lifetime. The word entered and the phrase entered into the world of the spirit are very significant. They imply action, a beginning, getting into, a prerequisite to maintaining my spiritual growth. The spirit being the immaterial part of me. Barriers to my spiritual growth are self-centeredness and a materialistic focus on worldly things. Spiritually means devotion to spiritual instead of worldly things. It means obedience to God's will for me. I understand spiritual things to be unconditional love, joy, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control, and humility. Anytime I allow selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear to be a part of me, I block out spiritual things. As I maintain my sobriety, growing spiritually becomes a lifelong process. My goal is spiritual growth, accepting that I will never have spiritual perfection. And that's beautiful, guys, because you stop fooling yourself thinking you're spiritually perfect, you stop growing. This is a lifelong process if you want to be the best of yourself. And I love that today, guys. And again, I understand that, yes, I'm always going to have some resentment. There's going to be some level of fear. But you got, not to mix anxiety with fear. For the most part, I live fear-free. Now, if I'm walking down the street and somebody jumps out of a corner and pulls a gun on my face, yeah, that's going to scare the shit out of me, right? Or if somebody, pranks me, it's going to fear. I'm saying I don't get up and have that overwhelming fear that something terrible is going to happen to me today. And I used to live like that every day. I used to constantly be looking over my shoulder. If I saw a police cruiser drive by twice, I was ready. Literally, I used to get up and walk the other way. Horrible way to live. I don't live that way today, guys. And again, there's so many different layers to these things that I can literally do a reading on it every day and have a different topic. It's beautiful. The literature's never ending, and it is all spiritual growth, right? And that's what I try to focus on, because I've understood that if I try to focus on the gym, then I get tunnel vision. I don't manage to find balance in anything. When I've come to find to focus on spiritual growth, it's allowed me to find balance in my life, because spiritual growth encompasses so many different layers of things. It's being my best self when I leave my house, and it's being my best self when I'm in my house. Meaning, treating myself well. That was the other part of the reading, being good to yourself. That's something myself and a lot of other addicts in early recovery struggle with, in very early recovery. But it's sometimes, and hopefully, at least for me, it's one of the first things I learned to do, because I suddenly, I think maybe somebody said it to me in rehab, and it stuck with me. And because, again, God was making sure I paid attention to what was important. I can't help other people if I'm not helping myself. I can't be there for other people if I'm not there for myself. At the end of the day, I can't do good things if I'm not being good to myself, if I don't see good in me. If you don't believe you can do something, then you're absolutely right. You can't do it. If you don't believe you're capable of good because there's no good in you, then you're not going to go out and, first of all, you're wrong, but then you're not going to go out and do good things. You're not going to start to live a good life. And all that is a reservation, right? We've talked about reservations. They're no good. They lead to horrible consequences. Guys, every one of us is capable of good. We're capable of amazing. Like we're capable of miraculous things. We're capable of making differences in our world, in our community, in our family, in our friendship circles. But we have to believe that we are. And the easiest way to change those beliefs is work on a spiritual program, right? Find your higher power and stop being thankful to something. Look outside of yourself. Look to do good things. Like if it's nothing more than going to a meeting and cheering up somebody else that's having a bad day, you're going to feel better about yourself. They're going to appreciate you. And when others appreciate you, you feel appreciated, right? It's common sense. But it also just works, guys. This program in 14 short months has turned my life that was a complete and utter just Greek tragedy to an overwhelming success. And again, I'm playing my part of it. I'll take my credit for being smart enough to shut up and listen, and then for taking action. And I've done so well. I've also used the skills that I learned in addiction for good for a change. Perfect example is my ability to detach. If I'm running around remorseful for all the mistakes that I've made, to the point that I can't take good action because I don't have hope in myself, then that's no good, right? I use my past as a compass, right? It shows me where I've been, what my own self-will, where my self-will takes me, right? What I do with my own self-will. When I get aligned with God's will for me, and again, not perfectly, I don't know, but I just take leaps of faith. I pray for knowledge of God's will in the morning, and then I go out and I try to take good action. And when I catch myself slipping, it gets easier and easier as you go. In the beginning, guys, it was a very foreign concept. I literally had to stop. Before I would act, I had to train myself to stop and do the opposite of what my natural reaction was. And I'm talking the first couple of weeks out, because I knew everything I'd been doing for the last 30 plus years was wrong. Lying, cheating, stealing, manipulating, lying to myself. I literally had fooled myself into believing the bullshit stories that I told over and over again to keep myself from looking like the asshole that I was being. Guys, no good. You have no power in victim mentality. Not to say none of us have ever been victimized, and not to say anybody's wrong for victimizing, not to say anybody's not wrong for victimizing you. but don't victimize yourself. Take your power back by owning the mistakes, but stop repeating them. Look at your triggers. Do the work. Simple as that, guys. Do the work. Look at the patterns in your life and figure out why. For me, it's too long to get into in a short video, but I've been able to see these things and then start changing those behaviors. For somebody that walked into rehab crying, literally tears in my eyes, choking up, saying, I don't know who I am. I don't know what matters to me. I do today. I want to succeed. I want to be physically healthy. I want to be strong. I want to be respected in my profession. I want to be a respected member of my recovery group. I want to be successful. I want to have a bright future, right? I want to be kind. I want to be compassionate. I want to be known for somebody that was always radiating joy and happiness and uplifting others around them. I want to be known for being an exceptionally good person, right? That's who I am. That's what I want out of myself. What do I want for my life? Again, I want to have a thriving business so that I can provide for myself, first and foremost, my significant other, if and when I meet her, and it's inevitable. I say that because I'm single now, guys, but I know I will. And again, I've been talking more about that lately. So so clearly that's on my mind lately, right? So I look at that because again, I never used to do these things. For me, I need to think things out, whether I write them out or whether I just talk about them on video or I have a conversation with my sponsor, because this is the way things get stuck in my brain and become real for me. So I'm starting to see that, yes, I'm getting to the point where I have stability. My business is thriving. I don't know that I'm quite ready yet because I think if I get into a relationship, it'll take a lot of focus off my business. And I love my solitude. I love the fact that I can put all my focus into building this empire that I've been given the gift to be able to build. And make no mistakes, I am. And I'm afraid that if I get into a relationship too soon, it's going to take a lot of the focus off that. But I suspect I've learned enough not to. But I'm not rushing things. But at the same time, knowing full well that the thing I've been talking about, where I have the hearing for next week, and I'll fill you guys in fully once it's done. But I don't want to speak on things until they happen. I just bias myself, or just it hasn't happened yet. We'll talk about when we get there. Focus on what I can do today, which is prepare myself for it. And again, realize that I'm doing these things because not only will it help me get a commercial mortgage, finish fixing my credit, things of that nature, but it's also going to free me up to feel more comfortable going out in social settings, venturing out further on a social setting. Like right now, I'm still apprehensive to be out at night, and not that I'm going to go to nightclubs, I'm going to go to bars, but even live music venues, and I'm just more comfortable because I don't know. In the back of my head, I know there are things that I haven't cleared up yet. Not that there's any warrants or things of that nature. I check with that all the time. I work with police. But should something happen, I don't know how it would play out, and I don't want anything like that popping up. And even if it's an irrational fear, it's still ingrained in the back of my head. And maybe it's just because of all the many years I ran around with warrants. But I see that today. So I'm like, okay, well, that's me telling myself it's time to fix this. I have the financial resources, I've got the time constraints, I've got everything I need. It's just a matter of taking the action and putting the pieces in the right places, making the right calls, going to the right hearings, and taking care of what I need to. So that frees me up so that I can feel comfortable going out and venturing out anywhere I want to go. Beautiful, right? But for once in my life, I'm able to see that. Before, I never would have known that. But this recovery program has taught me to look at myself honestly, see what I'm doing, find out why I'm doing it, decide whether I like it, and then change it if I don't. Guys, if you can learn to do that, and every one of us can, and this program will teach you to, it takes courage, it takes commitment, it takes strength, it takes determination, and it takes action. And if you can get all those in a line, then there's literally nothing you can't do. The world will open up for you as you do things properly. Now again, you can't run before you can walk, so you got to satisfy whatever obligations. And I've taken the time to fix the relationships with my family, take care of all. Well, fortunately, I didn't have any legal obligations, but get myself back in. I took care of my credit before opening the business account. Building my business, like all these things I've done step by step. Now, fortunately, I'm doing things on the fast track because I don't know, it's my time. I'm fully applying myself. God is blessing me for the work I'm doing. Those are the things I don't need to know. I just need to know that it is my time, and I step out as far as I can, and I take things as far as I can. I do the very best I can with what's in my hand, and I do so in the kindest, most compassionate, considerate way possible, because when I looked at my patterns, I realized that's what I'm capable of. That's where I can step out in a crowd. I've got a disposition that allows me to be kinder, more compassionate, and more capable than most people. So I go out and I do that to show that it's possible. And again, when I find myself making others feel uncomfortable because they look at their own program and feel they're not living up to par, in the past I would shrink. Oh, I'm doing too much. I'm making somebody feel bad. No, I let them know. Listen, are you doing the best you can with what you can? Then you're doing exactly what you're supposed to. But I'm not going to shrink to fit. I've got to show everybody else what's possible. I'm not going to no longer going to shrink when I'm capable of just to fit in with the crowd. No, I'm going to shine and lead the way, because there's somebody back there that can and is afraid to, because they're shrinking to fit in, and I want them to know that they don't have to. That is my purpose. That is my goal. That is my reason for doing what I do right now. That is how I've entered the world of the spirit. No longer concerned with just, showing up and being the fastest, strongest, best, this, that. No, I just want to be a part of the crowd, and I want to do things to the best of my ability to encourage others they can too. Guys, I'm going to go to my NA meeting tonight, so I'm going to start to get ready for that. It's a shorter read. We'll go with the shorter video. Thank you all so much for being here with me. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.